No. Anybody? Anybody?
Hey, Matt, how does a practice round this week differ from a practice round any other week?
I think it's probably a bit more. I guess that you're using part of the practice round as like a bit of team building as well. So I think whereas most weeks I'm playing with Corey and Taylor and Nick and all those guys, and we're not. I mean, we're all great friends to begin with. But I've played with some of my teammates this week, and a lot of it is learning the golf course, but a lot of it is getting to know the guy next to you and having fun with them and building a bit of a friendship. So I think that's kind of the biggest difference, is that it's like you're kind of killing two birds with one stone there. You're kind of trying to learn the golf course, and you're trying to get to know the guy next to you. Well, let's see. Corey and I have been on tour. Him 7, me 8. 25-ish tournaments a year. We play basically every week together. I'm going to say well into the hundreds. I mean, 150, 175 times. On a Tuesday where we've played somebody in some fashion, or I might play against him. If it's just the two of us. But yeah, there's a high degree of familiarity there with his game and my game. It's amazing. It was one of the things I was very set on once I knew he was on the team, and Corey and Taylor were going to be there as well. I thought he's got to be here. So he's got my coach credential this week, and he's he's a part of the team, and he's loving it. But I mean, those guys would agree that we owe a lot to him, and so to have him here is really special. Yeah, he honestly, I've said this before, he was a bit of a father figure to me when I was at Kent State, and I felt like he was someone I could really lean on and trust. And we had some really tough heart-to-heart conversations when I was at school, and I felt like he wasn't just concerned with me as a player, but me as a person. And when I entered school as a 17-year-old, with no experience and deer in the headlights, I left, I felt like, as a man prepared to go take on life. And, he was someone that, helped me do that. And not just, the golf was one thing, but I felt like he was there for anything you needed. And, he cared for you as a person before you as a golfer. So. It's pretty high. I not only have I been looking forward to this tournament for the last couple of years, but now that we've been here for the last few days, it's you kind of you want to go. You just want to, the practice is all fun and it's been great, and we've had some nice dinners, but you want to go out there and compete and get going and feel the juices. And so it's been a long wait, but tomorrow it's here. Yeah, Mike's been great. We've had some great conversations. Just he's just basically let me know that whatever I need, he's there for, and any questions I have. But when I was here 2 weeks ago for our team building, I sat next to him for 2 dinners actually. I just kind of one was set up that way, and then the other one I just tried to get next to him. And I always, whenever I'm around him, I like to kind of pick his brain, talk to him about golf, and so we've had some great chats about what to expect and what I need to focus on this week. And so it's been great to just obviously play for him, but he's always been great with just advice and someone obviously I have a lot of trust in when he speaks.
You are one of the very best on the planet. How do you manage that kind of responsibility? You know that this specific part of your game can be very crucial for the team.
Yeah, I think that I know that the things I do, week to week on the PGA Tour, it's no different than what I have to do this week. And so the processes that I go through and the routine I have, like that's all I can rely on. And as great a putter as I am, you go weeks where you make everything, and you go weeks where you don't make as much. But over the course of a year, I've proven that I'm a very good putter. I'm hoping this is one of those weeks where I make everything.
In that kind of situation with the crowd, is
I definitely think it can be. And that's kind of like some of the stuff that Mike and I have talked about, is just that it's going to be easy to like want things more, to try harder. You have a 10-foot putt to win a match. It means more. You might want it more because you're not playing for just you. It's your teammates, the wives, and the coaches, and all you can do is control what you can. And I think that's kind of the message that Mike and I have talked about, is just, hey, you do you really well, and that's why we have you here. So hopefully that works this week.
What are you the most looking forward to? Touch fun, crowd, looking at your teammates playing. What is it you're most looking forward to?
Well, if I'm going, real dream scenario, it's making like a 25-foot breaking putt on 18 to win the cup, and then running over to my teammates and going nuts. I think any kind of scenario where you have a putt to win a match, where you can get the crowd going. That's kind of like the moment you envision and you dream of, and hopefully we'll have quite a few of those this week.
What do you expect of the crowd, and what are your experiences with crowds like this, which is pretty unique to all you guys?
I mean, I expect that on this on these grounds that we're the favorites. I think having me, Corey, and Taylor is a nice bonus for Canadian fans, and I'm hoping it's very loud, and if anything, a little hostile towards the Americans. I mean, when we play on their soil, that's how it is typically for us, so that's how it should be here.
I think I'm sure you've answered this already, but what was Pat's practice like with your teammates?
Yeah, it kills me to say this, but it was pretty cool. Those are some good dudes, and it's a cool building. It's my first time in the building, so that was actually quite neat, and obviously a ton of history there. I mean, that's a franchise that dates back a long way, and they've won a ton of cups, and you can see that kind of history throughout the building. And honestly, they were super first class. We got to meet the coach, Martin St. Louis, and it was a real fun experience. I mean, we were on the bench for warm-ups, and some of the guys came up and just were telling us they were kind of rooting for us this week, and it was a fun night. I mean, a few of those pictures need to go away, but we had a good time. I'm going to stay that way for probably the rest of my life, but I have a little bit more of a soft spot for the Canadians now. Yeah, I think definitely that's going to be, I kind of imagine that, like, when I've had putts to win tournaments, that's how I'm going to be when I make a putt on the second green to win a hole, I just think that's kind of what comes out of you, and I don't have any plans for what I'm going to do, but I know that the emotions are going to be high, and there's going to be a ton of energy in the crowd, and I just feel like that's going to come out. Yeah, Mike's talked about it, and I just think that this is home soil for us. I mean, I know it's not home soil for everyone on our team, but, international grounds. And, you want to feel like you have that home court advantage. And if it's worth half a point, whatever it's worth, the louder they can be, the better. Because if I make a putt that, Day or Scotty hears on, the next hole or the hole prior, like, that boosts your teammates, and I think you're gonna know which cheers are for which team out there. Kind of like when you're playing with Tiger, and I'm in the group as well. You kind of know which putt Tiger made and which putt I made. I I think it'd kind of be like that. So I expect it to be loud and boisterous out there. I don't. Again, I don't think so. I mean, what? Okay, it's hard from my perspective because again, I would personally do it because I love these competitions. I love the game. So if you said, hey, you have to pay to play in this, I would be like, oh, I would love to pay to play in this. But then there'd be guys, I'm sure, on the other side maybe that have won multiple majors and feel like maybe that they deserve to be paid to be here. I never feel that way. I feel like it's an honor that doesn't need to come with any monetary value. All my memories from this week are going to be the team room, playing with my teammates, playing for Mike, and that was really that was why I wanted to be here, was to play for Mike, to play in Canada, to have these memories, and that's worth more to me than anything they could pay me. Yeah, he probably wouldn't want me to tell you this, but when I told him the news, he was in tears. So I knew it meant a lot to him. I didn't know it meant that much to him, which it was really cool. It was cool to be able to share that news with him, and also to share this whole moment with him. He's someone I trust a lot on my bag, and he's been a nice weapon for our team too. I mean, just walking around the property, he's speaking some nice Francais, and it's just again, more so than anything, just nice to have him here as a friend, someone I trust. But to do it here, close to where he grew up, I mean, this is a very special week for him as well. So I called him the next day, and when Mike told us a week prior, we were not supposed to tell many people, and so I called him the next day and just asked him if he was available to come to Montreal in a few weeks, and at that point he was he was a mess, and but it was really cool, and I know he's really fired out to be here. You mean just Corey and Taylor, or all the guys? I don't know if that would mean that, like, for guys, that I don't think they would feel like they have more pressure to win because it's Mike in Canada. I think it's more so guys now just realizing, hey, the last cup we won was '98. It's time to get it done, regardless of who was the captain. And that, the fact that Mike is the captain here in Canada, I mean, you couldn't script it any better. This would be the one that we do win. But I think guys would be motivated regardless, just because of where it's been the last number of years and how close we've been. And but certainly, I mean, I think for me personally, I definitely feel that, and because of what Mike believed in me now, and my job now is to go out there and help him win a cup. Not quite. Well, we didn't play in a 12-some today, so it was a little different. We were just playing in groups of 4, and we played a foursomes match from 10 to 13 within our group, and then we played just a little 4-ball from 1 to 3. So we just wanted to see the first few holes on each side. Weather wasn't obviously great today, but just wanted to get a little feel for the course today, and kind of mix up the formats a little bit too. And I think also with the forecast tomorrow, some of the guys wanted to go out there and swing a bit in the rain gear and just kind of see. It's all the gear that we're wearing this week is obviously new. So if you have a rain jacket or rain pants that don't quite fit right, or don't quite feel right. You know, today was the day to kind of feel that and say, hey, I need a bigger jacket, or I need, you know, something different. But it wasn't quite like yesterday, but it was still every day we've kind of played some matches and kind of had, you know, some competition out there. No cash prize today, but I mean, every day, you know, we're having matches within our team with, you know, with our own cash, which is probably, you know, hurts a little more. Yeah, so, yeah, Corey and I actually lost today to Hideki and Sungjae in a chip-off, so that actually hurt even more, so, yeah. Well, him and I are usually playing someone from the West Coast, which is usually Adam and Nick, or but I'd say we win a lot. 80%. Yeah.
Emotion-wise right now, are you kind of feeling like now it just needs to be just want to get this thing going, or how are you feeling?
I feel like I know I'm not. I guess I was like bursting at the seams where I had to like get some energy out, but I think I might feel that way in the lead up to my first match. You know, if I'm on the range and I'm on the first tee, like I'm gonna want to like just let it out, you know, in some capacity. So I'm not sure how I will, you know, do that, if it's going to be fist bumps and screaming or what it's going to be. But yeah, I'm sure when I'm out there, it's going to be. Again, you have these massive highs, and then you have to bring yourself back, and you have these massive highs, and so that's all stuff I'm going to navigate as I go, and I'm out to kind of go on the fly with all that stuff. But I think I have a great idea of like what I need to do when I'm out there, and as far as the reactions and all that go, I don't know how that's going to go, but I'm sure it'll be probably silly at times. No, I don't think so. And I think I've told people like I mentally prepare for something like this, but I don't think even in my mental imagery it's going to quite get to where it's going to be on the course. And but I also go back to the fact that like I've played in tons of big scenarios. I've played in the last group of a major on Sunday. I played with Tiger. I've handled all those scenarios, in my opinion, well. And all the things you do in those scenarios are the same things I'm going to be doing tomorrow. The only tough balance, or the tricky part, is that there's probably going to be more outward emotion in an event like this. So it's like, how do you balance that with the ability to bring yourself back to, like, you know, calm yourself down and make a 10-foot putt, or to hit a great drive on the next hole. So that's kind of the stuff I'll be dealing with. But I think I've got a good plan for it. Yeah, and I think that, you know, I guess as far as the golf goes, like, you know, I might get a scenario where, you know, I get to putt on the 17th hole, but then alternate shot, you know, makes me tee off on 18. So I make a huge putt in our match, but then I go 2 minutes later to the 18th tee, and I have to gear up for an important tee shot. So it's like I'm on this incredible high, but now it's okay, well, now it's work. Right, so you have these incredible moments, but then it's like, well, now I'm back to business, and I need to get back in my routine. And I think that's something that's different than tournament golf, because you don't have those huge swings of emotion as much. I mean, if you watch the PGA Tour week in, week out, it's not. You don't see guys running around the green, you know, on the second hole of the day or the third hole of the day. You know, it's going to be different.
Going back to the match, Jason was saying that Smitty, Mark Smith, was a big part of bringing the cup here. And I know he's Mike's friend. Is he your friend as well, or do you have a relationship?
He's my friend now. I mean, I didn't know him prior to this week or to 2 weeks ago, but yeah, he's been a huge supporter of ours, and he's done a great job of just like helping us build team chemistry and some camaraderie, and he's been nice to have around.
So he's been around physically,
Yeah, yeah,
in the locker room.
yeah. Not in the locker room, but been on the course with us, walking around, and I know Mike likes having him around, and he's been great to be around.
Was he here when you guys did your scouting trip?
Yes, he was. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think in 2020 during the COVID year, it was funny. That was like a summer where it felt like I just made an obscene amount of long putts. I even have I have a compilation on my phone from that season of just like long putts I made, and it's like a 3-minute video of just long putts. And I don't know what it was about that summer, but I seem to have kind of unlocked something that summer, and then I feel like from that point on, I've been a pretty consistent putter the last 4 years on tour, and my short game has kind of been steadily improving the last 4 or 5 years, and now I'm at a point where I feel like, yeah, I'm one of the best in the world in that regards, and it gives me a lot of confidence, in a spot like this or any week on tour. No, I mean honestly, a lot of the stuff I do week to week, and a lot of my practicing is very much exactly the same. It just seems like I don't know if I unlocked a bit more confidence in 2020 when I started to make some putts, but I just feel like the hole started to get bigger for me, and then I haven't really done a whole lot different, to be honest, though. So it's strange in that sense. I just feel like I got to a different level. I kept working out the same things, and it started to click for me, but like what I've done week to week and day to day has been very much the same.
So in a 3-minute video, how many putts would there be?
Probably, I don't know, 12 or 13 putts, but like I'm talking like, 40, 50, 60-foot putts, I mean, I don't know. I seem to have a knack for making long putts, so hopefully make a few of those this week. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think if I look at like why I wanted to be here, it was because I wanted to play for something other than myself and prize money and FedEx Cup points, and you play for the guy next to you, you play for your captains, and you just do it because you want to win. I mean, there's no financial incentive to win this cup for us. It's just we want to win. We want to have the satisfaction of beating those guys, and I've never really had that experience on tour. So this is my first real taste of it where I can play super high-level golf against the best players in the world, and it's really just for pride. But I've also never been as motivated as I am this week, so it's it's pretty cool. I did. I played pretty much everything at some point in my life. I probably played hockey the longest. I know, shocking, right? Played basketball, volleyball, you name it. I played curling growing up here in Canada. I enjoyed team sports. I liked having teammates. But I think what ultimately drew me to golf was that I like being alone too. I like having my own time. I like having the responsibility all fall on my own shoulders. And but yeah, it's cool to be back in a team environment this week where I've got 11 guys with the same goal, and we're all here to win that cup.
I know it's all new to you this week, but has anything pleasantly surprised you? Or you experienced anything really unexpected?
You know what? I just think it's kind of funny. I knew that like as a player on the team, you like received a lot of like clothes and stuff like that. It's probably been like tenfold of what I thought was going to be coming our way. I mean, like my hotel room is just like overflowing with stuff. It's hard to even find stuff. Like the first day, I couldn't find my belt. There was a belt in the room somewhere, but I couldn't find it, so I was beltless the first day. I was running to the team bus, didn't have a belt. I'm like, I don't even know where it is. I couldn't find it. They're like, oh, it's hanging on that one rack in the room under all that clothes, and I'm like, I didn't see it, couldn't find it. So that's been really cool, and more than anything, it's just like it's cool, like mementos that I'll remember for a long time. Like there's like little personal items that I'll have and I'll hold on to it for a long time, maybe pass down to my kids and whatnot. But I think that's kind of been one of the coolest things. And then like we've been in some team rooms and some team meetings, and there's been a few like really nice like moments with the team where someone gets up and says something nice. And even the other night, like Trevor Immelman was just talking about how last time it was hard to make the phone call to me to say no, not on the team, and how just how amazing it was to have me on the team this time, and just like stuff like that where I'll remember those moments as much as anything else from this week. And it's a real thrill to be in the room with guys like Adam Scott and Jason Day and all these guys. They're just he's great. He's great to be around. He exudes calmness and experience just being around him, and you can tell that he's kind of taken that role on pretty seriously. And he also, I kind of read some of his comments yesterday that he expects a lot of himself this week, and I think he's determined to kind of lead the charge, if you will, take this thing and kind of flip the script. So, it's been really cool, obviously, to share the room with these guys. But yeah, Adam as a leader has been great. I think just getting my card. I mean, once you physically had a card that had your name on it and said PGA Tour, and then you kind of the aftermath of just celebrating with those guys next to you and knowing that like you kind of shared that bond now. Like this was your graduating class, if you will. So I know there's guys that I still think about, like a Joel Damon who graduated in my class, and think like that's really cool to know that like we got on the tour at the same time and accomplished that kind of lifelong goal together. Yeah, awesome. Thank you.